Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, March 9th, and so good to be with you today, and so good to be a part of this adventure that we're on together here at the church. Man, we've had a lot of blows this last year, like a lot of churches have, like every church has had around the world with COVID and all of that. And but we are fighting to be together, and I'm proud of you for that. I'm proud of you for having to, die to yourself a lot and do your best to make this thing work. I'm proud of you for those who are feeling lonely and yet you're sticking with it. You're seeking Jesus to be with you during this time. I'm proud of you for those who are reaching out, who are making phone calls and encouraging each other. I'm proud of you for those who are tuning in online to stay connected, to not let the distance let the heart grow colder. You're letting it grow fonder, and I'm looking forward to when we can all meet back again. I'm proud of you, those who are coming to church on the weekends, who are showing up, and it's just so great to be together. And I know that a day is going to come when this will be in our rearview mirror, and I'm glad for the way that we're handling it. This is not easy. We've never experienced this before, and we need the help of the Lord Jesus to do this well. So I'm just really grateful to be with you on this journey. And now that we're kicking on to our Room to Grow relaunch, I'm feeling a real sense of unity, that we're moving together in the same direction, and I'm very encouraged by that. Over this month, we're going to be teaching, of course, in our weekend services, and then on March 21st and 28th, we're going to have a bringing in of the pledges and of the donations and all of that, and to see where we're at, to see how God is working amongst us. And also over this month, I wanted to use our ACC Today to talk to different people, get different perspectives on the Room to Grow campaign. And today I want to talk with DARYL Williams, who is one of our elders, and hear his unique perspective on why he and Jolene, his wife, are so excited about this Room to Go campaign. So let's go to DARYL now. Hey, DARYL, good morning. How are you today?
Doing pretty well, thanks. Yourself?
Good. Just so appreciate having you on the elders board this year, and you're fitting in well, and you're learning quick and making a difference already. You feel good about that?
I do. Yeah, no, it's been a blast. It's been a learning curve for sure, but I've enjoyed every minute of it. So
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's awesome. And love the work you're doing with the worship arts too. I know both in the services and online, you've been like the main face, it seems. But just appreciate you so much and love how we're moving forward on this. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about Room to Grow. And you are pretty excited about it. Your wife Jolene, you're pretty excited and are backing this whole thing. And I just wanted to hear your perspective. What is it about the Room to Grow relaunch that's jazzing you up?
I think one of the biggest things that gets me excited about it is it's an opportunity for us to invest in our community, for us to allow God to work through us, I guess, to be a part of this in the planning phases, in the giving phases, in the volunteer phases, whatever that looks like, to be a part of this growth in our church, and to have a positive impact in the lives of other people around us. And Sylvan Lake's a growing community. We recognize that. We've talked about that in some of the services and some of the content that you shared as well. And we want to be part of that growth. We want to see God continue to grow in our community, to reach out to more people in our community. There's a lot of people in our community that are still hurting, people that are feeling disconnected, isolated. And we want to be there to connect with them and to show God's love to them, and to lead them towards Him. And I think this, not only the land opportunity, but the future building as well, is an opportunity to allow more space for that to happen, and to invest in even some of those connections that we have with community partners. That's something we talked a little bit about as well, and I think that's a really fantastic opportunity. To be connecting more with people in the community.
Yeah. Well, this definitely is how your heart beats. I know we've talked about this a lot, and it always seems like there's someone you're thinking about and praying about and investing your life in, and and opening your house up when you can to have people over, and just anything you can do to make connections with people who don't know Jesus. And that's kind of how your guys' heart beats. And I love that. That's one of the things I love about you. And so thanks for modeling that. And yeah, so as we think about this new building or this buying this land for sure, there's a sacrifice that's involved. And how did you sort of come to the point where you said, "No, we're ready to sacrifice for this"? What pushed you over?
Um, I think this has probably changed for me a little bit over the last 5 years. So we've been, part of church communities for a long time, and we've been a part of growing churches and large churches, small churches. But until we moved to Sylvan Lake and became a part of this community, we didn't have kids of our own. We were a couple, and we were supporting the church and excited about the growth and expansion and that type of thing, reaching more people in our communities, for sure. But I think having kids for ourselves has really just added another whole element to our enthusiasm and our excitement for this project, and to be able to walk through this door that God's opening for us at this time. We're not focused on the building right now, but this is definitely a door that's opening for our church and in our community. And I know it'll have a lasting impact. Like it goes beyond our generation. This is something that's going to impact the lives of our kids, and hopefully our kids, right? And just really thankful for this opportunity, and want to be a part of that growth of our church, and to have our kids raised in a community where they see the value that this has in our lives, and the impact that God has in our lives, and how we reflect that, not only in how we volunteer, or how we are attending services or life groups, but also how we're giving as well, to God, to be a part of that, and to allow God to use what He's given us for His glory.
Nice. And you guys are also you're wise, I think, and conscientious with what you do with your finances. And so how if you could counsel somebody, so people are wondering, okay, I want to give, I don't know how much I should give. What kind of parameters, what kind of maybe questions should they ask themselves or ask God to determine what they should give? Is that an okay question to ask?
Yeah, absolutely.
This came to me now.
Yeah, go the blue. No, it's great. One thing that we've talked a lot about is, we hear the messages, we can read it in the Bible about, tithing and giving, and we know, when we're thinking about what we make, that God is asking for 10%. And when it comes to sacrifice, I think that's kind of what you're getting at, and that's something that I would like to share a little bit about here. Is Julie and I have talked about this. There's that comfortable amount, I think, that all of us have, that we're willing to give to something. And it's going to be different from one person to the next. And it'll be different depending on, how invested you are personally to whatever you're giving to. Yeah. And what was presented to us, I think was in a sermon actually a number of years back, was presented to us in terms of giving, and then sacrifice beyond that is, it's becoming a sacrifice when it starts to hurt a little bit. So there's that comfortable amount that you're willing to give to whatever, but in this case, to give to God, and to give to be a part of this project. There's that comfortable amount, and then there's the part that just is a little bit above that, and it starts to hurt a little bit. And that's where Julian and I have talked about where we want to be. It's not about, oh yeah, we can easily do that. We'll give this amount, but we want to challenge ourselves to give beyond that, to give to the point where it hurts a little bit.
So why would someone do that? Why would you want to hurt for God?
It's one of those things that comes in, ties into faith and trusting God. And I've chatted with you about this a few times, but we firmly believe that everything we have is from God, and it is God's. And He has entrusted us with whatever we have currently, whether that's finances, whether that's material things, whether that's skills and abilities. He has given us all that, and we want to honor Him with all of that. And we want to be good stewards of what He's given us, with whatever that is, finances, resources, material things, whatever it is. And we can test our faith in essence, or we can show our faith by giving to him and trusting him with that, even if it's going to be hard for us to figure out how to balance everything out in the end, right? So even if it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for us, we might have to sacrifice other things in our lives that we find as comfort. So maybe we go out to eat less. Maybe we, do something different in our day to day or week to week spending habits and that type of thing, right? So something that's going to be a little bit of a sacrifice and can demonstrate our faith, and just allow us to rely on God to help us through this next period. So yeah, that's kind of, I guess, what has challenged us.
Cool.
Giving and giving to the point of sacrifice.
Well, you're inspiring to me, Daryl. And thank you for being who you are, both you and Jolene. And I know it takes two, right, to make this work. And you guys are definitely together on this. And you're a great inspiration to me and to the church. And so may God richly bless you in every way, like it says in the Bible, that God will bless us in every way, in grace, in wisdom, in favor, in relationships, in whatever. Bless you in every way. And thanks for modeling that for all of us.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to be a part of this church and part of the congregation. And it's an absolute blessing to serve with you.
All right, man. Have a great day.
You.
Bye.
Bye.
Man, it seems every time I talk to that guy, I'm inspired and I want to be a better person. He calls that out of me. It says in scripture, it says iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. And Daryl's one of those guys that can really sharpen your character the more you get to know him. So I'm just inspired by his how he thinks about how to make a plan for what to give. And I want to think about that as Jennifer and I make our plan, because we want to give too. We want to give sacrificially. I love his what motivates him when he thinks about the next generation. And I'm just excited about what God's going to do in and through us. We got our unique opportunity. We're standing at a crossroads again, where God is opening a door for us, and we get the opportunity to walk through it. Not many people get these opportunities. This doesn't happen all the time. This happens once, I don't know, every 5, every 10 years, sometimes longer for places. And we're in this moment right now. We get the opportunity to walk through this open door that God is making available to us. So thank you so much for journeying together with me on this, or allowing me to journey with you on this. This has been going on long before I got here, and it will continue on. ACC and the ministry in Sylvan Lake will continue on long after I'm dead. And so it is just great to be a part of it for this time, this season of our lives. And I just love it that we get to do this together. I hope you have a fantastic week this week. And I'm looking forward to being with you on the weekend. We have our talk this weekend is 8 promises. This is what I'm working with so far. 8 promises that inspire generosity. I know you're generous people, but it's always good to be inspired in what we're good at. And so this is a fantastic passage of scripture that I stumbled on, and it just came alive to me. It's just bursting with promises for why we should give. So I'm looking forward to preaching that this weekend. Hope you can join us, and I hope you have a fantastic week. God bless you guys. See ya.